rolling.
Okay, perfect. So let me go first and present my present the features I implemented this week to you. Let's see. The thing is, I can present them, but I can't really talk while I'm presenting, since I'm still having that issue with Discord where I can't do both at the same time. I'll try to fix that to next week. But let me just show what I got. Show you what I got, and then I'll talk afterwards. Also, JD is commenting what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, am I?
Yes. I choose you.
You do now.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna launch my laptop Unity game. Oh,
This was loud as fuck, bro.
I have no idea what's going on. I think I am hit by enemies.
Ow. Yo.
I see. So this enemy's spawning things around me. And I can dash.
It was hella loud though.
Wait, let me just blast your ears again.
Oh yeah.
So I implemented the inventory system where it pulls hearts towards you.
What? I think those are the health things.
I think this is I don't know what this is. Are these items or are these health drops? Oh, there must be items. They must be items. There must be items that's going in the inventory, and you can drop them, I guess. Oh, I think the item's getting dropped, but it's too close. So I guess it's the Oh, if you do it. Okay, nice. There's some interpolation of that.
Maybe we can make a timer that you can't pick up the stuff which you dropped. Let's at least for like, I don't know, 2 seconds. That's nice.
Oh, the animation is a lot smoother now, the walking animation.
Still looks a bit weird. I don't know. But I don't know, like... But
it's like a moonwalking.
Yeah, he's moonwalking. He's moonwalking.
Hey, dash again.
Oh.
I'm gonna destroy your ears again.
It's not that loud. He's Supermaning.
Wait a minute. You can fly?
Smiley face.
Alright. Holy fuck, the light mode. Okay. So wait, what was this now? Who did this?
So,
Maxi.
Okay.
As you could hear, I was experimenting with sounds this week. I wanted to implement one feature in a way where I'm taking care of all the details too, to get an overview of what it means. Only to realize in the end that I was far away from implementing all details. I just implemented music and I forgot about the rest, kinda. But yeah, so playing sounds to your actions works. Attraction of item works. I implemented it in a very generalized way so that, for instance, we could also easily implement something like player attraction towards something. So, for instance, if we had something that's like a black hole or that sucks things in, it would be pretty easy to implement that since we could just reuse the components I have already implemented for that.
Can we make a sucking gun?
Yeah, probably. That's probably possible.
Nice.
Maybe we should keep a list of ideas and add that to the list now. We will forget it otherwise. I'll just write it in the general right now.
I can write it. It's okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
The next thing I was implementing was the planting mechanic, even though it's not fully finished yet because you can't really break the trees. You could see that through left click, I was able to plant trees and they would grow. I adjusted the growth factor to be very, very high so that they are growing for a short amount of time. It was just about 10 seconds. And they had 3 phases, but in the future, like the phases, they are implemented as an animation, and that means that in the future we can also implement plants that don't grow in different phases but rather grow dynamically. So we could utilize procedural animation, procedural generation here to create new growth behavior at a later point, and by still reusing the animation system, I guess. But yeah, so for a start, the thing grows, and what also took some time was to implement that you can't really plant all that fast. So there's a cooldown for planting things or for things in general. So because when I did this at the first time, you would just plant when you were tapping somewhere, you would just immediately plant about 10 plants on that place, and that's not how you want to do it. So I've implemented a cooldown, and other than that, I also implemented dropping and retrieving items from and to your inventory. So yeah, I guess what I'm going to do next week is, first of all, probably the multiplayer, since JD also said that he wants that pretty quick. And I think it makes sense because the more features we have, the harder it will get for us to implement multiplayer at a later point. So if we do it now and we just keep up, then it's probably a better idea to we're probably better off than if we were to implement it later. So that's on the agenda for next week.
So,
Another
but
thing-
do you want to do it like a local multiplayer for now? Probably, right?
I will test it in local, and if it works in local, it must work over a network, because we're not really dealing with the low level abstractions of the system that will be done by Unity for us. And since we can rely on probably a reliable API from Unity for communicating between remote hosts or remote peers in the network, I guess if it works locally, it must work over a network. But
You never know with Unity.
Huh?
I mean, we will try it
You
later
never know
anyway.
with Unity.
I mean, we could test it. That's no problem. But I'm pretty sure that if we have a solid implementation that works for a local net, it's not a far fetch from the real deal. So yeah, I will test it locally and maybe ask you throughout the week for some assistance with testing. Yeah, so the main feature for next week will be, first of all, multiplayer, and second of all will be completing the features I've missed last week and this week, which means being able to break plans and retrieve new seeds that way. Also, maybe the splicing mechanic if I find the time for it, because that's going to be crucial, right? And also some more stuff I left in the first week when I was implementing the combat system. So yeah, combat system, plans, and multiplayer summarized. JD, you're next.
Nice. So this week I finished my boss using my state machine. system. I can show you it. I think everyone's seen it. I guess I'm just showing it for the video.
Give me a second though, because I'm writing.
Okay.
Okay, no.
Let's see. Scenes. I don't even know where this enemy is. Wait. Let me see. Is it in here? Okay. Yeah. So he has different skills. This is one of the skills. I still gotta do some bug fixing. So he can jump towards you. He can shoot projectiles at you. I just made some general script for now. Like the projectile logic isn't too complicated, but I'm gonna do some, I don't know, cool angle things. And this boss has 2 phases. So if I lower its HP, this is its second phase. So it'll try and chase you, and it'll
Whoa!
try and spawn. Huh?
That looked crazy.
What? Yeah, the it was not really like this is not really balanced. Once there's like the player can start dealing damage and the enemy starts having feedback, I think it'll feel a lot better. I still gotta fix another bug where it glitches if a spell is too short of a cooldown. But apart from that, I think it works pretty fine. Like these are general scripts. And you can see that from the states, like all of these are literally copy pastable. They have these are all the skills this current enemy has, and I mean for a boss is a decent amount of skills, but it's easily increasable. And as you can see, some of these scripts are basically repeats. So it's quite easy to implement anything you want. I was also thinking about the color scheme we should have for the HB bars or like the design. So I have 2 things to ask. Should we have the HB bar be like quite simple, or should we have a more, I don't know, informat what's it called? More detailed
Informatic.
HB bar? Because you can abstract like everything. Let's see. So I did I did a little bit of research for this HB bar stuff. I was looking at quite a few games. Let's see. Should be in UI. Okay. So I was thinking whether what to include in the HB bar, because obviously you want to have the HB bar to be easy to understand and you want it to stand out. A lot of these HB bars have very, very bright colors. So except for Core Keeper is quite toned down, it's to the palette. But you can see like these HB bars, so this is Terraria. This Terraria HB bar is super bright green. This is like max green. So Starbound also has like max color, like it's really, really stand out.
Vibrant.
Yeah. And like Stardew also very, very green. Like even Dota, like Dota's like it's not
Bruh.
matte because it's it's less. I
Yeah,
know. As you can see, the colors are very, very like pushed to the max. They're not like palette colors. They're barely palette colors. They stand out. Yeah. So I was thinking, what type of bar should we have? For like smaller enemies, I was thinking of something like a small rounded bar, and then for your actual bar, it would be having a detailed bigger bar, because I was thinking of having one bar for the enemies in game that you see, and the enemies uh and your own HP bar. But the thing with that, the more you stretch the bar, the way that it looks. So as you can see, I tried to implement something here. It works with the stretching, but I may as well just draw it in the actual resolution, because then I can draw it exactly how I want it without being stretched. So Yeah, I was also thinking of the different colors we should be using for each of the bars. I had a few ideas. I think also this coming week, I want to solidify like our color palette, like the standards we should be using. So like the background colors for like each of the menus, or like the theming. So we don't have to, it'll be all consistent throughout. So it's actually not very good, but so what I was thinking for the bars was, I think we should have the base color. So imagine that's what the, I know, one of the small enemy bar looks like, and then you take damage. So the initial thing that would happen is you would have some sort of flashing. So like wait, whoops, quite hard to show. I mean, it's not really it's quite hard to show.
Delete, Control Z, Control Y.
No, Control Z doesn't work. Okay, imagine that's
Did
flashing.
you delete
right?
it first?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. Actually, if I do this, there we go. Okay. So if you imagine you took damage and you want to see more impact. So initially you would take damage and this health would become white. So the amount of damage you would take, and then slowly it would become this color, and then it would reduce to your desired amount of health, to your actual health. So it looks like the enemy actually hurt you for a bit longer, but it gives more impact. So like in League of Legends, every single time you hit an enemy, this thing turns yellow. And so it's also a thing in Dark Souls. But I don't know what color to make that initial flashing. But I know I want a slow decrease for the amount of HP you've just taken, or like the
Well,
damage you've taken.
Do you want the flashing to be like the same time as like your damage cooldown or your like invulnerability cooldown?
I think I want it to be, I don't know yet. I would need to test it because with white, it's such a harsh color that it
Mhm.
might be irritating every single time you take damage.
Hmm.
Mm.
As well. Like yellow is a slightly less annoying color, but I know you have to be careful of that with flashing stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's also in, I think in Dark Souls and stuff, they add up, right? So I think if you continuously like hitting an enemy, it's not like 10 flashes after each other, it's like one big flash.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Mm.
like,
I guess I would. Hmm.
yeah, they just add
I
it.
guess it would be like after some amount of damage. Like maybe like if you take more than 100 damage, it will flash. Otherwise, it would just go down
Hmm.
because it's insignificant.
Right.
Also, I was having another thought of whether we should have bars with the actual bar or without. So like, imagine this red bit is your health bar. Do you want it to look like this on the enemy? Because they do the same thing in Starbound, where like this. It's just the bar. So there's a couple other games that I didn't put on, but I don't know what type of aesthetic we're going for. Like, do we
mean-
want the bar? Do we want?
No. I mean, I gave you my opinion when you showed me the health stuff. I mean, I think I said
Mhm.
like I would not even give them health bars for small enemies, but I mean we can try it out. But I think it's unnecessary for smaller ones. Like I would only give like bosses or like mini bosses a health bar.
Mm.
Hmm.
How do we show damage then? Would we have like modified versions of the sprite
I think we should show numbers.
that have parts missing or something?
We can
Or
do
just
this or
no damage
numbers
indicators?
or blinking.
Mm.
And I think like normal enemies will probably die, like let's say with like 3-4 hits or something, you know, like it's
Mm-hmm.
no.
Yeah,
But yeah, maybe a blinking is enough.
we gotta establish what the color of the background is. So when I was thinking of this, originally I wanted it blue, but then I thought it would look a bit strange because what if something like imagine the color was blue and your bar was also
It does not match.
blue. It looks a
I
bit
see.
strange. So black is like an all-around color, but if you look at like games like Core Keeper, it has like a brown background. Because this is the theme of all the menus. They all look like this. And you like see Stardew, it has a very defined color palette for the border. And I didn't really know what we should do. Should we stick with like, I don't know, the classic black things, like the outside?
I think
Well,
so,
I
yeah.
think
should we-
Stardew and Core Keeper chose brown because that blends in with the
Mhm.
ground.
Mhm.
Hmm.
One thing I do want to keep in the game is I want the game to feel warm overall, and I think black is a neutral color, and just having a brown bar is nice because it is a warm color. It's like very earthy.
Mhm.
We are making a
Mhm.
farming game, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to be sort of cozy as well. That's just a thing to consider. So yeah, I gotta. So this week, I'm probably also want to do a little bit of research on how multiplayer works. Um, I want to make the actual bars. I did make a HP bar, but I don't think it looks very good. So I just did it in the actual resolution here, but I haven't imported it.
Oh, by
I
the
think
way,
I
Diddy,
will.
we need
Huh?
for that to work, we probably just need the pixel perfect camera.
What was that? The pixel
That's
perfect
that's a
camera.
different type of camera. We just need to add it, I think, and then it's going to be pixel perfect. Wait, are
Okay.
you actually scaling the health
Yeah,
bar now?
yeah. It is scaled, but I can
How
show
about
you.
doing it like you did with the inventory? Because with the inventory, you just defined a small. You just defined
Mhm.
the panel as a small field, and then there was an algorithm that would extend the field to any size you wanted. Go to your inventory.
Yeah. It's a bit different with this because where is it? It's in UI. There we go. So with this, I can scale it. It is scaling, but as you can see, if I scale it in differently, you see the sides are not scaling equally with the top. So if I make it super high, it looks a bit weird. So it would have to be in the correct, like it would have to be like
Ratio.
the correct scale, the ratio, yeah. With this because I don't want it to. It should be the same thickness, and I was thinking like I don't really see a point of making it scalable when I can just do it in a sprite and it will look perfect every single time. I mean, I can still do the same if there's different screen sizes, but I think it looks a bit ugly if, like, imagine I stretched it a little. Firstly, I guess it is a way to
That's
do
what
it.
I'm saying. If you use
Mhm.
the algorithm that is being used for the panels or the other UI items, then it would just work even if you resize the screen.
Would it?
Yeah, just go to the UI canvas and have a look at. Let's see. Go to your UI canvas.
Mm-hmm.
That's the inventory.
Yeah, it's this one.
I think it's because this is kept at maybe I just did it wrong. Maybe
You can literally you could do the same with the health bar as you did with the panel right now. The panel, yeah, as you can see, the panel always resizes to look very good.
Mm-hmm.
It always resizes correctly, right? So if you were to make it bigger, then the health bar would still look accurate.
Maybe because I didn't set the sprite editor correctly.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it works there, so it must work somehow.
Does it work with? Because I think I kept the same size. Like this edge never expands.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I'm talking about.
I think that I might have just set
You
it up
just
wrong.
Yeah. Also, I think it's hard to decide now whether or not black is the right color or whether or not we need a border around the health bar. We should just visualize it and see then. Maybe next
Mm-hmm.
week. Maybe you visualize it in different. But the other thing that came to my mind when you explained that was it's really I don't think it's a good idea to leave you with that task because it will probably take lots of time to configure that. Time we could probably use better. So maybe you leave the task of configuring the health bar to Consti or Liam. What do you think?
Okay. The thing is,
Does anybody of you want to volunteer for the task?
Sure, whatever I can do.
Wait, what did you say, Consti?
I mean, I can do. Liam wanted to say
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah, I've never tried messing around with UI stuff, so.
I mean, same, but
Okay.
I mean, I can check it out, sure.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
Consti,
JD wanted to say
I think it
something.
would be JD, what do you want to?
Wait,
you
what'd
want
you
to say?
Did you want to say something?
Well, I need some sort of HP bar to test the damage of my enemy. So I guess I'll have a temporary one for now, if anyone wants to do it.
Yeah, but I think we just decided that now. So you have a temporary one, right? And as long as you have that, you can just use that one. And Consti to next weekend, Consti will improve the health bar according to your wishes, or let's say what we just discussed.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I would say to make sure it looks good in game, because like to make sure it looks exactly how you want it to look in game, because because scaling is I don't know if people do this, but a lot of people just draw the thing in the correct resolution rather than messing up the scaling, because it can look differently if you shrink it a tiny bit. It might look a bit strange, but with a simple square, it won't look strange.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't even have a problem with you realizing it that way, but still, I think this will just be lots of time we don't really have for configuration. So maybe maybe give that to Consti, so that he can configure and you can go on with programming. Because right now I kind of need your help with programming. You know, we're nearly approaching 1 month of development time, and we still don't have a prototype. That's a bit, let's say, that's a bit suspicious. No, alarming.
I wouldn't say it's like nearly 1 month. Like, I think we started on the 20th. I guess it's got 10 more days.
It's close enough.
Yeah. You know what I mean, I think. So yeah. Also, you can trust Consti that he will do his Consti studied design. Well, one of his studies was design.
Guess so. We will do it. I will do it. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just have a look at it when it's done. Probably next weekend then. What else will you do, JD?
If Consti wants to do the HP bar, I guess I want to do the combat statuses. I guess I need to make that stuff. So like stunned or whatever. I just need to make the smaller statuses.
How do you want to realize
it? I just have some logic, because there's no logic. It's just written in text. So I probably would make a small system for that. It probably wouldn't take that long. I don't know. I mean, I do want to do the multiplayer stuff. I know the multiplayer stuff is quite big. Like every single video with multiplayer stuff is like 2 hours long.
Yeah. I mean, we could do it together in a way.
Most of it would be just research.
That's the thing. I wouldn't need to research. I would just need to research how you open up TCP and UDP connections in Unity, and then I would go from there. But you really just want to deal with multiplayer, don't you? So it's not really about realizing it. It's about getting to know or like experiencing how you would implement the multiplayer in general, right?
I have
I have
a tiny bit of experience with networking.
Yeah.
But it isn't significant, and I haven't fully made like a full project with multiplayer. So like simple chat stuff is probably a good idea to start.
Yeah.
Like sending
I mean, we need a
text.
chat anyway, so why not?
Mhm.
Okay, I have an idea, JD. How about you give me some time at the start of next week to prepare, and maybe let's say on Wednesday, Thursday, whenever you got time from that point on, we are going to implement the multiplayer together.
Okay.
So that I had some preparation time where I can look things up. So you don't actually have to look things up. I could just try to teach you the
Mhm.
stuff, and then I'll teach you while we are doing the multiplayer together. And then we both have a good grasp of what is happening in multiplayer, and that way we can probably easily modify it whenever we need it.
Mhm.
That's
I
probably
think
that's like a work in progress, right? Multiplayer in general is like a work in progress because each time you implement new features, you will also have to implement these features in multiplayer.
yeah. I think so you're saying wait, did you say on Wednesday in front the days ahead of Wednesday?
Yeah, the
After.
days ahead of Wednesday.
Okay, so I guess before then I'll do some small tasks like debugging, and one thing I want to combine is the living being script, like to make it an actual script with the other stuff. Well, to make it work with the other stuff, because I think living being needs to be combined with the status script.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't take too long. It's just cleaning, because I think it's unnecessary having multiple.
Yeah, true. Okay, so leading up to Wednesday, you will do some cleanup for the living beings, and you will do. How
Some bug
about
fixing.
what?
I'll do some bug fixing for my boss as well.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to suggest too. Bug fixing, and I mean, if you get more time, I just wanted to suggest maybe you could draw some general assets because right now we don't even have floors. But I think still that this would be just a waste right now. We still need to implement more mechanics, right? We still need to implement we need to implement some more mechanics for fighting, and I'm on the planting mechanics, but I will deal with that. So it would be a good idea if you had some more ideas on fighting, if you would implement that until Wednesday. Okay, and from Wednesday onward, we will manage the multiplier. All right, and then Liam.
Yes. I got caught up with some school projects during this week because it was midterms, so I did not finish nearly as much as I wanted to. But I got most of the. Well, I drew the revolver and put most of it, or got most of it working in the scene. The bullets
Wait,
just.
what did you say? What did you get working in the scene?
Oh, the revolver
Oh yeah.
is mostly working. The bullets just aren't colliding with Thumbracus right now. I have to. That's just debugging, and the more bullets there are, the slower they travel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that happens either, but yeah. So I just added well, I modified the one of the input scripts to control the firing, and just added a hard point that holds the player's weapon. So after I fix the revolver issues, I just paste the other weapons into that hard point, and they should work. just as well as the rest of them do.
All right.
Okay, all right. What do you want to do
Yeah.
next week?
Well, first I gotta finish the other 3 weapons. And then
I have I have an idea for what else you can do.
Yeah.
That would greatly help me out. So this week I didn't finish a ticket. It's design a tile map for the spaceship. Maybe you could do that because that would help me a lot.
okay, yeah, I'll do that then.
And the tile map for the spaceship, it doesn't have to be too complex. It's
Mhm.
just my idea when that ticket will be finished was we already kind of have a map, right? We already in our Confluence you can see the general layout of the spaceship. And
Mhm.
what my idea was to find an asset for the floors, find an asset for the walls, and then just with floors and walls make the what's it called, the scaffolding of the whole spaceship. Probably not, the word is probably not scaffolding, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, right. Like this,
The
like
structure.
don't worry about like the furniture stuff, I guess, or stuff that would go in the
Yeah,
ship, just the
yeah,
structure of it.
we'll worry about that later, right? Because
yeah.
I just wanted to see if it works the way we envisioned it, right? Or let's say the way JD or whoever drew that envisioned it, or if
Mhm.
it's like if it works space wise and if it is fun to play the way if the ways are short enough and you can reach everything in time and configure that. So
Okay, yeah.
so that would be great if you would do that, and then that would basically mean that you didn't have to draw anything. You could just pick some random floor and wall images, and we could change them out, switch them out later.
Right. Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that I did make the collisions actually deal damage now because no one actually, or there wasn't something that handled that, which just took a couple clicks. So if
Wait,
if
what
you
did
see
say?
that there wasn't the damage dealing the scripts that the damage dealer script didn't actually deal damage to the player or any entity, so I just fixed that.
Yeah. I just for some reason, yeah. What was the issue?
I don't remember actually. It was
I just realized that like I think 2 hours ago when I tried something and I was like, the player is constantly getting damaged. Why is nothing happening? And then I looked at his health and saw that it wasn't really decreasing. And I was curious as well, but I didn't check it out, so I didn't fix that. But that's great.
It was
Thank you.
yeah. It was I don't honestly don't remember what caused it. I think it was something to do with the uh colliders. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Then
Yeah,
thank you,
that's it.
Liam.
Yep.
And let's move on to Conci.
Yo. So maybe first things first in our Discord on our Discord server in the under information the links. I made a new link for the recordings of the meetings, like
Okay.
a Google Drive link.
Yeah, perfect.
I think I told JD already, but Liam and you, Max, you can still click on it, and then I have to give you access. It's right now there are 2 recordings in there, like the one from last week and the one about music, which we had these days. I also recorded it.
Cool.
You can listen to it, and I will also post the new recording from this week in there. And then to the marketing plan. I mean, I also have it on the Confluence. I still have to rewrite it a bit. But in a nutshell, So I mean, the idea is we should probably find a title. Like, I talked with JD, I think also about it. Like, we should probably find a title so it's maybe easier to start like the marketing. Like, I mean, we can still market it without a title, but it's just I think it's better if we find one. Probably.
Yeah, right.
Think of names, guys.
For the naming, if you go
Maybe-
if you're in the Confluence under marketing, we have a page. It's called Game Title. Max and me brainstormed some ideas, but you can add something if you have an idea, or you can read, and if you like a name, you can say you like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I really like the. Well, it wouldn't be the name. It would be like a subtitle. It was like A New Hope or something. Oh wait, Hope Among Stars.
Bruh.
I think that's pretty generic, but you know, that's like, I don't know. I think that's pretty
awesome.
cool.
It's nice. I like it too.
I think your
Well-
Star Wars leaked out there.
It's cool. I like
But
it. I don't know.
the actual name, I don't know.
Yeah,
All of them
same.
kind of was meh.
So I mean, when Max and when we thought about it, I think I told you, JD, but for Liam and for the recording, we checked out like how other games like call or have like if there's a like kind of like a naming scheme behind the title names, but it's like a lot of them are just like literally the thing you are playing. Like, let's say The Witcher or Assassin's Creed. You play. It's about the Assassin's Creed, you know. Or there are other games where it's just like the main place or the main core mechanic. For example, Stardew Valley, you know, it's playing in Stardew Valley, or like it's simple. A lot of times it's very simple. So I was thinking maybe for our game we could maybe find a name for the space station and call it like the space station, and yeah, it's an idea.
Yeah,
but
I think that's a good idea. Actually.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
But we need a good name though.
Yeah, we need a good name for the space station though.
Maybe we should name it like an ancient ship.
Maybe find a name for an ancient ship. Maybe we should check for some ancient Egypt or Roman ship names. I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe.
I'm at Egyptian Navy. Let's see. Okay,
Mongolian Navy.
There's no names here though.
Damn, but I'm sure they had names, bro. But maybe they called them like their gods or something, like at least the Egypt guys.
Probably.
Yeah, and for the music part, I still don't have a soundtrack to show, but like it's like I mostly configured the DAW this week and like kind of like read about how to use it, and it's ongoing. Let's say it's ongoing. Maybe next week I have something. We will see. And
sorry, I was distracted. What did you say?
just for the music part, like I'm still working on it. Like I mostly configured the DAW and like just watched some tutorials how to use it, and like just try to understand it better. Yeah. For the marketing part, I checked out what like you have to for the marketing. I was thinking like because you asked the week before, I think, Max, how other games did their marketing campaign, and it kind of it's in like two groups. Like you have the AAA games, of course, or the bigger games. They mostly use shit ton of budget. Like they just use money. Literally, they throw with money. Like they make very expensive trailers. Like they pay studios to make these trailers. They go on these very big conventions, buy places there. They use a lot of money for ad campaigns. So it's everything we can't do basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have an idea how we could get some money for advertisement. It's probably we could probably get it through that financing from the government, right? The German government. We just looked up.
I mean, we could, like they are. I think
there is a chance if you. Konzi said that you had to bring in a 15 pages PDF, and somehow there is a chance to get a financing of 20,000 euros, I think.
No.
And if we got that, we could actually do the marketing.
I mean, we could pay some ads. I mean, the thing is, ads are quite expensive, like depending where you roll them and how long and so on.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't do it in the scale what the big studios do. And then I because you said like I checked out one specific thing, like it's called I think I checked out Call of the Lamb was, and I checked how they did it, and they mostly posted like they had a bit of money because they worked together with Devolver, and they basically posted shit ton of memes and like animations on TikTok and Twitter about their game. And also most of their marketing thing was based on that it's like kind of cute looking but brutal in the same time. Like the core thing that you remember the game is about that it's cute and brutal. So they
Plus the sex update.
Yeah, plus the sex update in the but it was after their success already. So so I think maybe we can use the cutiness of the or the cuteness of the raccoons and stuff for that. It might be good a good hook like for the marketing campaign.
Probably.
They also use like
I mean, we could do it.
Yeah.
We could do it in a way where every week we're implementing something cute, and then we could show it. So we're implementing something cute on purpose, just so that at the end of the game we have lots of cute animations for the raccoons, for instance, or would have, let's say, cute cutscenes with them, something like that. And so at the end, like we didn't even have to plan this, so that we have it in the end. We just did it from week to week. And also we have something real to show every week that is interesting and that people will watch. So that could be a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I wrote down like, I mean, obviously we should do videos, and I wrote down kind of like the type of videos which we could do in the marketing plan, but like, it's still not completely, it's not completely finished in every aspect, because you could go very detailed, like let's say YouTube, like specifically what kind of YouTube video you want to do for this week, let's say, but it's not that specific. It's more like a general thing, the plan. But I think that's okay for now. And also I'm not quite sure like how many videos I can produce in a week, like how much time I have to produce all the videos and all the content. It's gonna be tricky, but I think it's something I have to just find out, like try and error and stuff. But in general, like they always use some form of a hook or like something to stand out. All the games which have a great marketing, they always use something to be different to other games, to stand out. Yeah, as I said, in this case, it was like the cutiness with the brutality, and they also like they used this in the animations as well. So they did something. Let's say they did a cute dance, but then with a knife holding, like while holding a knife, or something like this. Like they always combined it. If you watch the stuff they posted, or what they also did, like I mean, they did this obviously the interacting with the community, but they made polls, and they made polls but specific to the game. So for example, what would you do if you would be in a cult, or if you're the leader of a cult, what would you do, something like this. So it's specific to their game, and it's kind of like engaging for the community, I guess.
Yeah. Did they do that through YouTube or through social media?
It was Twitter, I think, this one.
Okay. So they marketed their game also on Twitter and Instagram.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, I think. I think
they just press. They just press one button and it just does it for all.
I mean, obviously they copy pasted all of the content, but some is specific for the platform. I mean, obviously, Twitter or something or X is better for polls probably than Instagram. But I like there's some specific like, but yeah, they share a lot of the content, of course.
Maybe we could have a poll every week for with a choice of, say, 4 to 5 very, very easy to implement features that the players can choose, so that that they can choose what kind of features they want in the future.
Yeah, they did something like this as well, like kind of what should be the next feature. So like we can do this, but I think it does make sense right now because with no one following
Yeah,
us. Like,
I wonder how long it'll take for the vote to get more than one vote.
yeah.
I mean,
I
I
mean-
could probably get some people on board. I have lots of people interested in the videos I post
Yeah.
on my WhatsApp. So I could probably get some
Oh.
people on X.
Oh
You're
damn.
famous? You're famous? You didn't tell us that.
I'm talking about getting the ball rolling. You know,
Yeah.
it's probably just, to be honest with you, it's probably just maybe just 10 people or even less
Yeah.
who would
Mm.
actually sign up for if we made an account on Twitter, for instance, or
Yeah.
if we made an account on Instagram, who would actually sign up for it or
Mhm.
would actually go with it.
Yeah.
But it's if all of us could if every one of us could get like 10 people, then we already have 40 subscribers.
I think,
I think that's a good start.
Hmm.
I mean, I can share.
Yeah.
I think, 10 people for sure. I don't. Here, JD. I don't. I think you wanted to say something. So go ahead. Or
I
Liam.
think if we get those 10 people to also get 10 people, you know, and then tell their
Oh my-
moms, and then
Jesus
We-
Christ, Wayne.
we make
Cut
a
that
pyramid scheme.
cut that from the video.
The
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Pyramid scheme. That is a genius idea. Let's do it that everybody
wonder
gets
if that-
$5 for every recommendation.
yeah.
I wonder if it's that's a popular scheme, you know?
Yeah.
What name that would have?
I think it's a triangle
Snowball
scheme.
or pie. Yeah, maybe it's triangle. The triangle scheme, right?
You know
I
what?
think isosceles is the better word.
Ice flake.
How about there's two more things that come to my mind right now. First thing would be, what about Consti if we visited conventions
Yeah,
during like the development
Mm.
time?
I was thinking about too. So I think basically we should produce some content. For the content, I think it's a good idea. Like, I mean, we start with the podcast, obviously. Like, I check platforms for this. So, I mean, there's Spotify and Apple Music, basically. They have like 80 to 90% of the market share from all the podcasts. So,
Okay.
if we post on these two, it's basically enough. But I saw that if you post on Spotify, there's a method to share it on every single podcasting platform anyway. So,
That's cool.
it's not automatic. I think you have to do something for it, but yeah. Then we should post some content. For the content, I was thinking maybe we should, like, I mean, obviously we should do something about the features, right? Like new features, new animations, new sprites. But the problem is that a lot of the stuff, I mean, I don't develop right now. It's mostly you guys. Maybe, I mean, I can show the health bar then for the next week. But I think I should maybe make a meeting with each of you on like Monday or Tuesday. And then each of you can explain me or show me maybe the things I should present maybe for the video.
Mm.
Mhm.
Maybe it's a good idea. So
Yeah.
I can present it better or maybe if you want, you can also make a video where you record yourself and present it if you want to. I don't
I
know.
think that would be better even.
If I record something and then you can edit it, and I'll just tell you what I want you to edit,
Yeah.
will that work?
Yeah, sure.
What? So like we're introducing ourselves?
No. I think
No,
we
no,
should
just-
do it in like a funny way. Like, I mean, we should. Yeah, I mean, we
I'm
should
gonna
do it.
record with my phone.
Upside down 0.5, baby.
Yeah. I mean, we should do it in some interesting way, I guess. Yeah. And it also kind of depends on the platform. Like, I mean, on YouTube, it can be a bit longer, but on TikTok, bro, it's like the video. If it's longer than 30 seconds, nobody will watch it. You know, like.
Right.
So, I don't know. We have to think about something. I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good solution for it now.
I think
For
the
the what's the problem specifically? It's that we don't
So-
have content, or is it
No, I
that,
think we
that
have enough
don't know how
content.
to manage
We,
showing the content.
yeah, it's more like about showing the content. I mean, we have enough content for it. I think for a weekly update thing. but like yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. Like imagine I cut now a video. So like, do I log in each of your brands and branches and just show the stuff you did, or I don't know. It depends if we want to make it more informal, the content, or more like funny. Like, do we just show the results, or do we want to show the code and how we did it? You know, like
I don't want to show the code.
yeah,
I
okay,
do not want to show.
okay. So then we should go
I
more
do.
on the funny and the results, I guess.
Well, maybe for a start, it might be a good idea to not show the code, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I guess we could just do a mix. Like if we want to, we could show it ourselves. But if we don't have the time for it, we could just ask you, Konzi, and
Yeah,
then you would do it.
but I think we should make a plan at least. Like,
The plan could be that to next week, everybody looks up one feature they want to show, and if they can't do it themselves, then they would send you a specific commit that you can visit, where you can see the feature in action. So that you can do it, and it's it's going to be very easy for you, since you just have to change on a specific commit.
And I mean, you can do it from like one, like let's say you for this week you can do the stuff which you did last week, because obviously the stuff which you do this week is not done yet.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense to show the last week.
The problem with that is you will have to phrase it that way. You have to say, last week I did this and that. And I think this is probably not a good idea in the long run. I think we should just show the bleeding edge, like the features we just implemented. I mean, if we know that they work and we are recording it, so we could always just hold back on the recording if it's not worthy, then we could just do it like that, right? And show the features we just implemented.
Sure.
Do we have to voice it over? Like,
no.
voice it over, you have to
Yes,
say it
bro.
That's what I'm talking about. So if you don't want to,
It needs the voiceover.
Konzi could do it for you.
Yeah, I could do. I guess.
Yeah, someone needs to
tell me-
voice it over.
Then you have to
Yeah.
write. Okay, if you don't like, I will voice it over, because I mean it's boring if you just. I mean, if we just post an animation, it's fine, I guess, to not voice over, obviously. But like, if we post
The voiceover humanizes it, makes a connection.
Yeah, and I would voice over and show, and like I would also show myself. Like, it's not a problem. I just need to know what I can say about it. You know. Then you have to like write me a short text, something which like write me a text what you were showing, basically. I guess you know.
Yeah. What's the problem in voicing it over, JD? Is it just that you don't want to do it, or do you think that it would be a bad idea to do it in general?
For me, like with voiceover, you have to, I guess you have to try and play a character. Like with voiceover, it's like if you're working a feature, you're not always gonna be happy working on the feature. Like you just made it. The thing is, you have to script it in like people actually want to hear what you're saying. You can't say it like, "Oh, I just made this. It's pretty average." You have to make it sound interesting. And I don't want to present the work in a negative way. But like when I'm developing something and it's not finished, it's kind of like, you know. And you have to be careful with your words.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's and I mean, basically the first steps we should do is like creating the accounts, starting to post some of the content, like maybe just to start with something for the beginning. And I mean, the conventions is a good idea, I think, Max.
Yeah, we should. Okay, so two things we are taking away from that. Konzi, we're looking up conventions.
Yeah.
First thing, and the other thing is, every one of you, JD, Liam, and maybe even you, Konzi, depends on if you have something on your mind regarding that. We'll pick out a feature they want to showcase until the end of next week. That's the two takeaways here, right?
Also, you like for the recording for the Google Drive, like the recordings of the meetings, like check it out, like Liam and Max, JD, like you have to give me some feedback if you want to have something out.
Yeah, I sent you one of the requests, like right before the meeting started.
Yeah, it's okay. I will do it after the meeting. then you can check it out. I just mean for until next week at least, I guess. Give me a feedback if you want something cut out or if it's okay like this.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I mean-
yeah, and maybe the last thing before you say, Judy, the last thing I want to maybe when we have the accounts, maybe I will make some stats. Like I will show you some stats. Like let's say for example how many videos we put out a week, how many views it got. Like just some statistics I can show you then for the week. But I think that's only important when it's like rolling or ongoing. Okay. Now you can do, JD. You can go on.
We need a name. Like to post anything, you have to like have a name.
Yeah, I
We'll
know.
just call it Wang's Mother Part X.
Tonka bean.
Wow. Wait. Okay, I got also another thing. Right. What are we willing? Like, if another person wants to join, say an artist, would you be willing to add that person? Like, what if you find somebody at this random convention you're going to? Like,
I don't know.
I mean,
I
not.
I would be more open to it
Not they
if.
take all our money.
Yeah.
No. They will actually. Okay. Would you want more people to be on the development team that don't work in programming? So, because everyone here is a programmer, and it's kind of weird because none of us are actually creative.
Yeah, I think getting an artist would be a good idea. First of all, the problem is you have to remember that means that we will need more funds in the end to
Money.
be able to keep developing the program, the game. So it's going to be a problem, I guess, to get more than one more person. I would personally say. What do you think, Consti and Liam?
I'd be careful about recruiting someone that you don't know personally. You know, just at least one person knows personally, just because.
Okay, Liam, you out.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I don't know you personally. I'm sorry, man.
Guys, we have a vote to kick system.
I just got I just got a suggestion from a random stranger. You said that I shouldn't trust strangers. So I'm sorry, Liam, but you're out.
Shit.
Nah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We should. Do you have somebody on your mind right now, JD?
No. It's just an idea. Like I was thinking about, if we do get to that point where like there is so much artwork we need to do, and like it takes ages. We need some doing it, and
yeah, sure. I mean,
who doesn't get burnt out?
At the end of the day, if we can't handle the workload we have with art, then we should definitely do it. But again, 5 people on a project like that is lots of mouths to feed. Wait, is that the phrase? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably not going to work out.
That is true.
That.
That is very true.
I guess one more person dedicated to graphics can't hurt, since we are all basically programmers.
But here for the about the question, JD, I think if we would meet somebody there, first of all, I mean, I would ask you like if you like the person as well. Like I think the person should introduce himself, and if you fit, we also need, like, it's not only about an artist. We need basically a 2D artist for pixel graphics.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would be a slow onboard, I guess. Like, we don't like it wouldn't be like a trial period.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I want to come back to a thing I said before. Oh yeah, but by the way, if we there's one more thing to keep in mind, which I just thought of. If we have a good artist, it's probably going to speed up development too. So that's going to be a good thing for the future. Which is like a pro for another person, for getting another person.
The thing is, I theoretically I have 2 persons in mind. Like I know 2 artists at least. I don't know if they're into such
Pixel
things
artists.
though. I don't think they're into I don't think they're into 2D pixel graphics though. So
Mhm.
they might be
Yeah,
out, but I just know 2 artists. Like I mean, 2 friends of mine.
we might need to talk to them before and see work they've done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I was going to say something I forgot.
Oh yeah, don't let Wang on these onboarding meetings. He will actively try to self-sabotage himself.
What?
Hey.
Yeah. He will give the opposing party reasons to not join for
Oh,
45
you don't
minutes.
understand. You don't understand. When I onboarded Liam to my project, I. Oh,
Yeah, what
nothing,
did you do?
nothing. I think I turned off the light. I don't remember. It was something. I don't remember what I did. I was like,
it was 3 in the afternoon.
It was like I closed the curtains and then turned off the lights and we put the red LEDs on so it looks like we're in like the Star Wars scene or something. And it's like,
And then you
Liam,
made sweet love.
you choose the path.
Okay. Again, let's just look at people's works. If there are suggestions, let's just look at people's works. Maybe constantly ask your friends if they're interested, and then we could like have a look at what they do.
Yep.
And ask them if they are even willing to make pixel graphics, because that's going to be it. They will have to do that. So yeah,
Yep.
and also maybe check out if they would also be willing to work for free during the time we're not making any money with it, because we can't actually afford to pay people right now.
Mhm.
You can make clear that at some point when we are making money with it, when we have a budget, we could probably pay everyone equally. But it's not gonna be with 5 people developing such a small game, it's not gonna be much.
Mhm.
So it's
also
for
like
most
to-
people, it should be a project of heart.
Mhm.
They should do it because they want to do a gaming project, not because they want to make money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they're suitable though. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I also want to say that I still like, even right now, I can't fully commit to the project because I still have school. Like, maybe I'm working about half the amount I need to, like I could.
Okay.
But like, once I finish school, then I could fully like dedicate my time. Like
Yeah, maybe play
right
less
now,
Civ.
it's like hey, Civ is great.
Yeah,
Shut
Get
the
that's
fuck up.
inspiration.
That's fine. We know. That's okay. Make sure that you're saving as much time as you can, and maybe sometime after your school, like when you're done with school, not on a daily basis, but I mean when you have your degree, save some time after that. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe to sum it up, so what is it we want to do until next week? Like for everybody, not like specific to anyone. So we need a name.
We need a name.
Yeah.
We need
Man.
Title.
We need to start marketing. So name, marketing, and third thing would be, well, getting closer to the prototype, right? And getting some content.
But like what was it? The content. So yeah, for the marketing content, should I make you a deadline, or you just want to you have it in your mind, guys? Like, what would you prefer, a deadline, or
Oh.
you just say until next week you give me something?
Go.
I would say I don't need the deadline.
Okay. Then just it's okay. Then just
JD?
just give me when you have time.
I think we need a name. That'd be great. If you could, if I don't know, you could think of some more names.
Mm-hmm.
I think we really do need a name because you can't really advertise anything.
Yep.
nondescript
Yeah,
video
but
game.
apart from picking a name, JD, what about the other idea? Like we don't need a whole week to get a name. We could get the name to Wednesday probably, or at least get closer to the name. That's for sure. But apart from the name, do you need a deadline for the content that we are going to produce after we have the name?
No. I think initially the content's going to be pretty dry, but as the game developed, it's going to be more and more interesting. I think it's going to be easy to make. Like even in like Growtopia, like what were they gonna do? Like they scripted their promotion videos. Like it was like the worst script I've ever seen. But it still had a little bit of content, you know. Like we could do stuff like that. It doesn't have to be.
So now, how did their marketing
insane.
thing look like? Like what kind of videos did they make?
It was literally a text-based chat of placing the blocks and typing in chat.
Okay.
It's
Oh my god.
literally nothing else.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
was still
maybe
hype.
send the video later.
Mhm.
Okay. I think actually for the maybe for the beginning we could just the animation of your hand boss.
Mhm.
Like just a video maybe how he jumps around and shoots fingers.
Mhm. You can
Or
make an
it's like
edit. Make a
real-
sick edit.
Exactly. Just some edit of this. That's a good start, I think.
Yeah, that's
for
fine.
some
That's
form.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And for the other stuff, maybe, I think for Liam, for your stuff, we have to wait till it's more completed. Like maybe when you have all the weapons, we could do something. And for Max, maybe the we could post the infinite dodge.
The infinite dodge?
You have like at least it looked like it when JD made the showcasing of the dodging. Looks like you're flying.
Oh, I made
Yeah,
a
yeah.
showcase. JD just tried to comment on it.
Okay.
That was.
What?
Do not let bro comment ever again. Oh, he's just staring.
But yeah,
It looks like the PSO2, like the dash from PSO2, because they float a little bit. They look like a
Wait,
Looks
rocket
like his
speed.
Superman.
Patsy, did you think that I was showing it? That JD was showing it?
I mean that's what I said, so I guess so. But
I mean,
yeah,
that's how convincing I was.
You were failing
It
to comment.
It would have been so funny if there was JD's actual comment to it. Imagine spending a whole week developing stuff, and then he'd be like, "And now
That's
I'm doing
dog shit.
this, and I'm
Like, what the hell is happening?
doing that."
but yeah, I think maybe a short animation. Maybe we could post a short animation of this.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's okay for the first
I mean,
two
you
things.
could even do a section of my music if you really wanted to. If you don't.
Oh yeah, true.
Over it.
What
Do you have
did
them
say, JD?
somewhere online? Like, can I get them, JD, or can you send?
I could post. I could put them in the repo.
Okay, put them in the repo. Okay. He said we can use his music, Max, like for the
Oh yeah,
edits.
yeah, sure.
I think it's a good
Sure.
idea. Yeah, nice. Okay. Well then, wait. I write down what I do for the next week. Let's see, like cutting videos. Okay. All right. I think we're done, guys. If anything else?
Cool.
Okay, so this week you wrote everything down, right, Consti?
It's basically the marketing plan and the config of the door, like for the soundtrack,
Yeah.
for the music. So that's basically these two
I
things.
think next week I'm finally going to take over. I want to leave this. I want to lift this duty off you so that you're able to show things while we are discussing. So maybe you could like look things up while we're discussing and stuff like that. Would probably be more interesting for the video.
Okay. I mean it's fine, but sure if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, I guess then everything's settled.
Yep. So if you want to find again the list, what you have to do till next week, or what you want to do for the next week, I wrote again the notes. It's on Confluence under the meetings.
Maybe there's one more thing I want to discuss, which is there's still we talked about this at the beginning, that we want some kind of date for like the first prototype, because, well, let's put it that way. When we were in the first week, I sent you this video about things you shouldn't do, right? And there were like 30 things, and then the guy would say that for instance, your prototype, or what was it called, your working example is not a working example, so it doesn't really, what you're trying to achieve doesn't really work. You want to avoid that, right? And to avoid that with our game, we need some point in the future where we say, okay, this should be it. This is where we test if the prototype works, and where we determine whether or not we're able to do this. So I'm kind of looking for that time frame right now.
I mean, I think for showing this, we need the farm. We need, I think, at least one shop and one planet where we can fight, or where we can show the fighting mechanic.
I don't think we need a shop, actually, because the shop is not a core mechanic, and we don't need it. Like, the shop is something that enhances the game, but it doesn't make the fun, right? The fun is being made by farming and by fighting.
All right. Yeah.
So we could probably leave out the shop, and then I'm not sure if we need a whole planet for that, or at least like something that approximates that. Maybe we really still just need a boss fight, and maybe we should make a boss fight that integrates planting so that we can show everything in one scene. So maybe a fight where you can plant things like fly traps or something like that would hurt the enemy, or maybe a fight where the enemy can actually plant things and they would rapidly grow to do things. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
When you brought up,
that's
pretty
all inclusive. Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say that's all inclusive. I'd say it's but like for the first like video, I don't know if that's the best idea, because then people might think like the growing/farming is too closely related to the combat.
Oh yeah.
And they won't like separate it.
Maybe you should. Yeah, maybe we should keep it separated and then divide the video in a chill part and a fighting part.
Wait, I'm confused.
Wait, what are we just talking about?
Yeah.
Are we talking about the prototype, or are we talking about marketing?
Yeah, what?
No, I think when Liam mentioned the video, he meant the video we are doing for the prototype, or from the prototype.
The
prototype time, we're obviously recording a video of what we have. To be able to showcase that, and because, well, let's put it that way. The day we have the prototype ready and we know that whatever we're trying to make here works, right? That the day we know that it actually makes fun, that's actually fun to play the game, and we have something to show that. I would immediately start planning out our application for that government thing we have in Germany, where we could get financed. We could get financed. Because then because it's probably that they probably don't need much more. The way we saw this when we looked it up was they almost need nothing for that to work. They need a 15 page PDF. We already have that with our Confluence. So yeah, that will probably be the best time to start with the first thing. It will also be a very good indicator of where we're heading, right? Because if that works, if we're actually getting the financing, it's going to be a huge motivating factor for each and every one of us. Because we know, okay, maybe this is a good idea, right? I mean, we know that it's a good idea, but problem is right now we are all still kind of unsure on how much to invest, because, or that's probably not true, but let's say it would be a huge motivating factor to get some outside I forgot the word for it.
Perspective?
Yeah, probably. So yeah. Maybe in 3 weeks would be possible. Probably a
Mhm.
very small boundary. Probably very small time frame, but I think that will be possible. Which week are we in, by the way, right now? So on our Scrum board it says the 4th week, but I think the first week kind of fell off because we didn't really do anything there, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
I
let
don't
me.
think the weeks have been updated for like 5 weeks.
I'm way ahead of you. I've updated all the weeks. No. I'm keeping track of the Jira and I'm updating the weeks every week.
Okay,
So
that's good. Okay.
on Jira it says we're on week 4, but I doubt that we're actually in week 4. I
Right.
did update it, but I think in the first week we just didn't do anything, and that's why it wouldn't count. Let me just check that real quick. I can't really see the previous weeks. That's bad. Actually, I know for a fact that we didn't that
Right on deck.
the week 1 wasn't productive. So we are at the end of the 3rd week, and we're approaching the 4th week. And let's say we want a prototype by week 7, then, which would be it's the 7th actual week, but in our backlog it will be shown as the 8th week. So that's wait, no, that's true. That's true. Will be shown as the 8th week. Okay. By then we want to have. When will that be? Let's find a date for that. So next, this week was 5th to 10th March, right?
It's the 3rd one. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is
Well, the 5th was a
the
Wednesday.
13 of April.
Are you sure? That sounds so long in the
13th.
future.
13th is a
Far
Sunday.
in the future.
Yeah, it would be the 8th iteration, or even if we include the 8th one, then it's 20. It depends
Yeah. Let
how
me
you
just
see it.
5
let me
weeks.
just
13th is 5
take note
weeks.
of that.
Yeah, 5, and we're at the 3rd iteration, so then we
Yeah.
end in the 8th. So
Perfect.
Okay, Konzi, can you quickly take note of that? I want to
okay.
write it
Yep.
into Jira somehow, because I found there's a way to do that, to give like a goal for this for the next couple of sprints, but I can't remember where it was.
No idea, bro. As well.
No,
Not
can
even on
you
Jira.
just take note of it, because you were making notes.
Yeah, sure.
Just write it down somewhere and then I'll add it later. All right. Maybe now's a good time to stop the recording, Konzi. I think we're done here.
Yep, sure.